Hello you guys, welcome back to the channel. Of course, like I said before, I've been having trouble with my Wi-Fi recently, but I'm currently in the process of getting that fixed. But I mean, maybe that's just consequences for watching this movie, because there was a lot of Wi-Fi problems in this movie, which was Leave the World Behind, the new Netflix apocalyptic thriller that stars Ethan Hawke and Mahershala Ali and Julia Roberts. I mean, before I get to this review, I just want to say I just surpassed 600 subscribers, and I'm very, very grateful. I didn't think I'd get this far in a year, because, I started this channel back in May. So, in 7 months, I got 600 subscribers, and it's all thanks to you guys why I'm even have that big of an audience. And so I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much for enjoying my channel and enjoying all the videos that I make. If you know anybody else who enjoys movie reviews and trailer reactions, please let them know the channel so they can come join the community. So, to the review. Like I said, Wi-Fi issues. One of the many problems that happens in this film. But little premise here for the film. This movie basically tells the story of this city family who goes away on a vacation, to get away from city life and just, to spend time with themselves. But during that time, they lose Wi-Fi connection. And then during their first night there, this other family, who is Mahershala Ali, Ethan Hawke and Julia Roberts' family are the one who is staying at the house. And Mahershala Ali and his daughter show up, only to later find out that it's his house that they're staying in, and I guess they're Airbnb-ing it. I don't know. I don't recall them going into that. But while they're staying there, not only do they start losing Wi-Fi, they start losing all their technology. Like, their technology basically becomes useless to them. And during this time, anytime they try to go find help, the places they go to are completely deserted. Like, people just left. They have no way of getting to the city, and they're just isolated from the whole world. They're just stuck in this house together. This is a movie that relies heavily on paranoia, because it's just these four characters the whole movie, pretty much. Ethan Hawke, Julia Roberts, Mahershala Ali, and this girl playing his daughter. I cannot remember her name, but maybe it'll come back to me while I'm doing the review. But first, the paranoia just starts small. Of course, no Wi-Fi and family showing up on the doorstep. And also, supposedly, this other family who says they own the house and this family lives there right now. It's massive, small little paranoia at first. But then the paranoia starts getting bigger when, of course, first, planes are falling from the sky, and if you guys have seen the trailer, that oil tanker that just came up on the beach. So yeah, greater paranoia starts coming along with other things that start happening too. And actually, one scene, Mahershala Ali actually tries to use a sat phone, and it becomes useless, which is actually not supposed to happen, because that revolves around using a satellite, not Wi-Fi. So when that became useless, that even became that caused bigger paranoia. And then, of course, you have the congested highways, too, that aren't moving, which are caused by cars that have been basically just bumping into each other. Yeah. So, greater paranoia just keeps coming and coming and coming throughout this movie. And it's just these two families that are just trying to cope with all that paranoia, and they don't know which one's going to break first. The chosen cast for this flick was also pretty good. I was actually happy with the cast. What drew me to this movie, of course, was the fact that Ethan Hawke was in it. I really liked his character. He's really a mellow guy. Really liked that about him. Actually, both him and Mahershala Ali were both very mellow guys, even when the situation was going on. So, the fact that they could stay calm like that in the situations that were going on, I liked those characters. They weren't freaking out. They were trying to figure things out. It was really Julia Roberts' character that I didn't like. She was all oh, I hate the world. I hate people. Oh, they can all go to hell for all I care. I mean, I really didn't like her. She was just a total bitch. Then again, his GH's daughter was too. So, I mean, the female characters, total bitches. I really liked the mellow characters that Ethan Hawke and Mahershala Ali played in this. Like, oh, also, I really loved Kevin Bacon's character. I completely forgot about him. I guess it's because his role was so small. But, I mean, his character was pretty badass too in the one little moment he had. So, I mean, he looked like he was just ready to throw down. But, I mean, any second now, he was just ready to just take action no matter what. But then again, he was playing a survivalist, so he was a step ahead of everybody. So, if something bad was going to happen, he was already ready. Alright, so that pretty much covers the plot and, I mean, a little bit of the plot I've given, as well as the characters as well. Let's get more into how this movie was shot. I mean, first of all, I want to go into the fact about that hardly there was any score going on. When scenes were shot, almost all of it was like almost silent. I mean, yes, there's conversation and dialogue going on when they're trying to discuss the situation going on outside of the house, but other than that, when they're trying to search for answers, whether they're inside the house or outside the house, I mean, searching the surrounding area, on the road, trying to get back to the city, it's just silence. There's no score, there's no sounds going on, like, like other cars driving by, there's no, animals around, no wind, it's just silent. And that there is very spooky and thrilling. I mean, I love movies that kind of have that, that are pretty much silent the whole time when we're not using the score, and it's just like the noise of the surrounding area. Another great thing I like to point out, of course, with the way this movie was made, was the camera work. I really loved how some of these shots were done because, I mean, it wasn't just cutscene and then move over to here and then cutscene again. It was like, it gave a sense of realism. I mean, there were times when the camera was on the whole time. Either it was on a trolley, of course, we moved around. And then we had, of course, our usual pan and tilt shots, of course. But the shots I really liked were the ones that were kind of like, they were kind of like omnidirectional. The camera was everywhere, and it was like moving around everywhere. It wasn't just moving up and down or over to the side or any sort of other way. It was omnidirectional. Kind of like, the best way to say it is that it kind of felt like the camera was on a drone. And it felt really real there. So it kind of felt like they were using a drone at certain parts to film certain scenes. And it wouldn't surprise me if they did, because drones were used in this movie. There's one scene where a drone was used, so it wouldn't surprise me that if they used a drone during the camera work. This movie, though, although it has its great moments, it does have a big flaw. And let me just say, this flaw is what really keeps this movie from being A to a B movie. I mean, if it didn't have this flaw, it wouldn't be a B movie, because that's pretty much what it was. And the flaw is the pacing. I mean, let me go ahead and say it. I mean, this movie is 2 hours and 21 minutes long. I might be a minute or two off, but I mean, this movie did not need to be that long. It did not need to be that long at all. I mean, it could have been maybe 2 hours, maybe an hour and 50 minutes, and it would have been still pretty solid. But, I mean, the reason why this length time is so bad is the way they paced it. If they had paced it differently and they wanted to use this long of a runtime, maybe things would have been different. But the first hour, it starts off incredibly slow. And, I mean, of course, they probably did that just to build up tension. But the pacing doesn't pick up. It doesn't get any slower either. It just stays at that same pace the whole movie. And it just keeps building up this tension and keeps building it and building it up. And you're expecting, like, maybe a huge payoff. At least I was. I was expecting a big payoff at the very end. And it does not deliver. Overall, Leave the World Behind was a solid flick. I mean, yes, it had its problems with its runtime, but it's still a pretty solid story to watch. I mean, it's a lot better than a lot of other apocalyptic thrillers out there. But, I mean, it's definitely not the best one. I mean, there are a couple that are probably that are a lot better. But, I mean, this one has its moments, and it's a really good movie. I definitely recommend seeing it if you're into these kind of flicks. If you have seen it, by the way, please comment here down below what your thoughts were on it. Also, if you like my other videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. Again, thank you for helping me reach 600 subscribers. Remember all to stay epic.